right.
Oh, weird.
Just like that.
Just like that. Fuck it.
No time for nothing.
Suck it, Charters.
Oh, yeah. Good call. He needs to suck it. Fuck you, Dave. Fucking Pollock.
I've been drifting along on the same stale shoes. Loose ends, tying noose in the back of my mind. If you thought you were making your way to where the puzzles and pagans play, well, I put it together. It's a strange invitation. When I wake up, someone will sweep up my lazy bones. We will rise in the cool of the evening. Well, I remember the way that you smiled when the gravity shackles are wild and something is vacant. When I think it's all beginning. Well, I've been drifting along in the same stale shoes. Well, loose ends, tying the noose in the back of my mind. And if you thought that you're making your way to where the puzzles and pagans lay, I put it together. It's a strange invitation.
You know, most of the time we do this show on a Thursday night, but once in a while, every once in a while, even Pete Van Dyke, he's got to go on a little wander. Maybe he doesn't have the time on a Thursday night. So we have to do what's called a future show. A future. That's what this is, people. If you're the vast majority of the Live from the Dutch Hall audience, you're listening to this in the future. Not tonight, but somewhere a week and a half from now. Welcome. What's the world like? People who are listening a week and a half from now? Are those kids out of the well? Or the...
Hopefully. Out of the cave.
Out of the cave? Has Trump made a new crazy friend? Please tell me he's made a crazy friend. Has another beloved Hollywood actor grabbed a titty because he got all worked up? What's it all about in the future? We don't know. We don't know. But what we do know is we needed a guest. Not just any guest, but a guest that knows the show, that knows the program, that can understand the concept that we're really performing a live show in the future today. There's only one guy who can do that.
Who's that, Pete?
Tyler Shazma, everybody. He's one of our favorites. He's back behind the bar. There's only one way to get started to this show.
How's that, Peter?
We do a thing called our theme song, Michael. Welcome everybody live from the Dutch Hall.
Hey!
We are Canada's only late night talk show so far. And the greatest podcast ever come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. Bar none.
No question.
That one is no question. And we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history, The Nocturnal Emissions, comprised this week of a skeleton cast, is what I call them. These are the people that dedicated their time and efforts to saying, I know Pete's in trouble, he needs a break. I'm coming in. I'm going to sacrifice part of my drinking and long points. I'm going to sacrifice whatever job I have, Wes, or family. Michael, the band leader, Bo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
He's right there, and he's got tobacco to water.
Sure do.
And like him as his hired man, Steve the Reluctant German on lead guitar. And rounding out the trio tonight, as per CRTC rules, we have our one French Canadian, the French tickler, Kev Belanger is here.
Hey!
Hello. Hello. And running the director's chair tonight, actually doing some directing. He's hiding in the darkness, in the shadows, because he likes to be mysterious for the ladies. That's my brother, Paul Van Dyke. He's a nickname in there, right? Paul. I'll get to it. He needs a nickname, Michael. And our guest tonight, he's all the way from Otterville. Right from, I say, the epicenter of Otterville. Really, I feel this man is Otterville, personified.
Burgessville.
No, not anymore.
Oh, yeah, right.
I think he's changed his stripes, man. This guy used to be Burgessville, but he's Otterville through and through. That's Tyler Shazma back on the show. And me. I'm the host of this program.
Hey, now introducing the host of this program, a two-time President's Club Award winner, two-time Steve Van Dyke, folks.
All right. All right. Ah, the power, eh? I'm going to start bringing one of those little wands, eh, for the beginning. It's going to be like one of the maestro, eh? Yeah, would you listen to it?
No.
Dang it. I thought that's all I needed. If I had the stick, you guys would actually listen to
Dave
me.
definitely would not.
No.
No.
Sometimes there's nothing behind the eyes, eh, when you talk to him. Like, it's like he's thought about it for the whole week, eh? About coming here. And then he gets here and he's just doing whatever. He's like so excited, but he's like, you can't communicate with him. He's too excited, eh?
He's excited.
Yeah, you have to settle. He has to settle down a little bit sometimes. Anyways, Charters had a big outing on the weekend. I went over to go there. It was quite an excursion. We had like old friends, like friends that we went to grade school with and university with and stuff like that. Like old friends. One came all the way from California.
Whoa.
The other one came all the way from Oshawa. You know, like still like a 4-hour drive,
That's
a long
good
point.
hike,
You know. Anyways, to see Dave, right, and then me, and then we pitched tents in his yard and everything. I'm so excited because we're gonna be up all night drinking with Charters or whatever. It's gonna be fun, right?
Yep.
And all my old friends. And it turns out Charters has to turn in early. He's tuckered out.
What?
Tuckered out.
Big day? Day drunk?
I think he might. It was the excitement of the first day and the first night.
That'll get you.
I think he went too hard out of the chute, and when he wore himself out because he's old and useless now, right?
And recovery is not quick.
No, it's not quick at all. It's
Slow.
arduous and painful. You want to crawl up under a rock and die, you know? Hey, the hangovers are not good anymore. It's almost not worth doing.
It's funny how no matter what you do, and if you have no sleep and whatever, and you just fucking party hard that first night because you're so goddamn excited.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It's like, you know how fun it is to go like on a really long road trip down.
Yeah,
You know,
you're just pumped.
just pumped, and everyone's excited. First time you can stop at a gas station and get some beer, you know, and then you're like, and you can just you can accomplish anything on the way down.
Oh,
You know,
you're on fire.
the way back is just like
The
ooh,
worst.
it's torture.
You need support.
Why didn't we fly?
Yeah,
You know?
fuck.
This is terrible. Yeah.
12-hour drive is horrid.
Yeah, whose idea was this? Did somebody fart in here? Oh my god. Exactly.
But it's all
Anyways. Was it what?
good. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
So did Charters basically ruin the party, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He didn't ruin the party. No more than he would if he was there. I mean, it kind of helps the party a lot when he goes away, to be honest with you.
Not-
Can you imagine having a party, right, of all your favorite people, and then Dave leaves? Isn't it better?
Better.
Right? That's a good party. So, and he does all the work, you know, like he sets up the appetizers and all that stuff.
How'd the foods go over? Did you do yours?
Hmm?
Remember last week? You
Oh,
guys
yeah, no,
or-
I didn't.
Or weeks ago.
I decided to do no food. I brought ringolos that Wes brought here last week. Because what happened at my candidate party was Wes brings his girlfriend, and they make this nice salad. And the salad's special ingredient, as it turns out, was ringolos. The last minute, you put these ringolos in.
Delicious.
And I didn't see that. I didn't know that at all. I just saw ringolos on my counter, and Char says, "Whose ringolos are these?" And there's like a bunch of teenagers everywhere and stuff like that. And there's people in and out of my house. It's like this candidate party. So I'm just like, it's my house. Someone probably gave it to me as a housewarming gift, I would imagine, you know, coming in.
Little snack.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I open it up. I start eating the ringolos. Turns out my wife goes in the kitchen, sees that this has happened, knows that the salad is now ruined. Right? How are you going to pull off the ringolo surprise if there's no ringolos, right? And starts like really throwing these teenagers under the bus. And like she goes out to tell Wes, and Wes's lady, don't these teenagers, I'm sorry, have ruined your salad or whatever. It was me and Charters. We huffed those ringolos down in a hurry.
You didn't fess up?
No, totally. I fessed up right away. 'Cause I could see all the kids like with their sad faces, didn't know who to blame.
What do we do?
Yeah, I just felt too guilty
We're
about
fucked.
it. Yeah, felt way too guilty.
I knew we shouldn't have ate those. Did we eat them?
I get into a spirited conversation with Charters' wife, my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
when we were at the beach, and it was about like she works for a big corporation, you know,
Okay.
and like it's like in the manufacturing industry or something,
Sounds
you know,
important.
like a factory thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that sounds terrible, you know, like that to me, like I would never do it. And like she was saying about how some people quit and they get really upset and they write a letter like a fuck you letter, you know, to resign. Like some people can say like I respectfully resign, thank you for the opportunity, you know?
Right.
And some people can write like I quit, you cocksuckers.
Here's a
Right.
picture of my dick.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
Suck it.
yeah. I totally like I licked the envelope with my asshole. Right? And well, that would have been a good idea, eh? No, I just thought of that one. Dang it. Now I don't have a job to quit that could do that.
Dick juice.
Yeah, but anyway, so basically, I could see because she is like she works there. I think she's in an HR type of capacity. So you can't she like is drank the Kool-Aid, you know, like
Right.
she's actually mixing the Kool-Aid and selling it, you know, when you're in HR, right? So like even like a regular guy on the line, or it's like a regular guy in sales if you're in the bank or whatever, just like a regular person, right? Isn't like HR. HR is like representing the company, right? And like the other people are like representing the workers or whatever,
Sure.
right? So like if it's understandable to me that a guy's gonna hate that job and tell him to go fuck, but she was saying that it's an exchange of money that you have. You agree to the job and it pays so much, and then but you have to give up what you want and do what the company wants, so that you can get your money, right? That's the exchange, right? And I said, fine, I agree with that, but it's not worth it. No amount of money is worth me giving up any of the stuff I want to do. Like I don't want to stop talking the way I talk. I don't want to dress a different way, and I don't want to do anything I don't want to do. Like, and I think some people are fine giving that up, and other people are not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it I always struggle with that with like factory or that kind of work where you just shut your brain off. Like, do they just don't care because they go off into their own little world while they're working?
Yeah, or
Like I know what you're saying. Like day to day, I don't want to change either. But do they just like go into zombie mode and then it doesn't really bother them?
There has to be people that like it, right? Do you know anyone that likes it, Paul?
Nope.
You don't know anyone that's worked at a factory and liked it?
No, they just do it for the cash.
They do it for the money, right?
Right.
You got to give it up. No one likes it, right?
Shut your brain off. Do it.
But then some people, and
Any
you ever had
kind
a
of
job like that? Like, is your job like that now? Do you think though? So not anymore, right?
No.
Because you have to think about so many different things all the time, right?
Yeah. And I'm my own boss, so.
But what could people do? Like, let's say there's a Me Too moment for Paul. What can he lose? That's what I mean. Like, all of a sudden you say something on air right now, and all of a sudden somebody cares about my show. Two things happen that are like, right?
Fans?
And then so you say something, and then all of a sudden the internet web,
Hates me?
they hate you. Yeah, and they want to ruin you. They want to
It's
ruin.
affecting everything.
Yeah.
You're like Bill Cosby.
All of a sudden you say like women are dumb, or something like that. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe I said it.
You're done.
And then and then all the women on the internet start saying like, look at this guy, like mansplaining Paul, right?
Yeah.
So now they try to like enact some revenge on you using their internet skills to punish you, right?
Yeah. They better not need a house to live in.
Good answer.
Yeah. And chances are there might be other people that need a house that don't give a shit at all.
Yeah, they still need a house, and I can build a fuck of a house.
Yeah. There's no way you can offend the whole world, right?
Right.
That'd be awesome if you did, though. That means our show would be going pretty good. Hey?
Yeah. Those dumb women are going to be mad, though.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hey, Shaz, what's the worst job you've ever had where you just had to shut your brain off?
Shoe store.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man. Good answer.
shoe store, you'd get at least a little bit of variety, though,
Yeah.
with the people that come in.
I can't do the shut your brain off work jobs. I can't do them. But the shoe store is closest to that because it shut my brain off and unload shoes all day.
Were you backroom or front? Did you get to do
I
it?
was shipping and receiving, unloading trucks all day.
Oh, yeah.
It was just box after box of shoes. There's so many fucking shoe boxes.
It's still better than all those feet.
But, like, that's the only shut your... But I did it for 8-9 months, and then I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore.
I worked at a factory in Toronto for 2 weeks when I first moved to Toronto, and it was like 2015. Wings food. It's the Chinese food that you get ready-made in like Foodland or wherever.
Yeah.
Right?
And I was working an 8-hour shift at night, and it would be just 8 hours of cutting dough for egg rolls
Oh, yeah.
into those
Wow.
little squares, and it would just be this big giant grid thing that would just come down and cut, and you just take the axis away and put it in a bucket, and
Yeah.
that would be it for
Really?
8 hours. Put it in a bucket. Watch the excess go down. Wheel that cart off to the next person. Put the excess in the bucket
Yeah.
all day, and I only lasted for 2 weeks. It was terrible. Terrible.
There are
work.
so
I
many
can't do
people
that kind
doing
of work.
those jobs.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many
Yeah.
fucking people doing those
Yeah.
jobs where they just push a button all day. Just
And
for 8
now
hours
the
and
majority
push
of
a fucking
workers
button.
were Asian, Mandarin and Cantonese. It was kind of a mixture of both there, and they were just so disciplinary and like on it, and they were into the work that they were doing. There was no fucking around. I was definitely the minority.
Oh, yeah.
But just their work ethic is very good for that kind of work.
Mhm.
Like they're very good at it. It seems
They just those
that
people
culture for
those
some
people
reason, the
are-
way that they've been brought up, I don't know what it is, but they're just.
There's
so good
probably
at
still
that
people
work.
in that culture though that would never work in a factory.
No.
You know, like I think you could still go to those
Very
same
true.
countries and find like some dude that's just like, if you put me in that country, I will honestly kill half these people.
Yeah.
Or not in the country, in the factory.
Factory. Yeah.
I will kill half the people in the factory because I'm not meant to be there. No, my cousin says that they could find a job that would work for that would use my gifts. in that factory because there's a lot of different jobs you can do. You don't have to just do the one. But I'm like, don't you have to do the one first to make sure that your spirit is broken in order to work your way up to do a better job?
I assume that's the
Yeah.
pecking order. Isn't it like a 3-month thing and then they...
Yeah, you have to show that you're like subservient to them enough to make them think you're not threatening.
fall in line?
And then they'll let you do things. But that's the part where I can't do it again, right? Because I look at it that way.
Right.
If other people do that, they don't look at it that way, that they've sold their soul to a nameless, faceless corporation devil thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think. But other people don't think that. They're just like, no, my company's nice. They give me a nice living.
They think it's easy because they're like, oh, I just have to press egg rolls all day. That's all I gotta do. I'll press egg rolls until I make the money I need to do.
Right.
What are they thinking about while they do that?
That
They
was
just
my
shut-
original thought process.
They just shut their brain off. Like, what are you thinking about?
I don't mind doing it for like a short time if I know the season's over. Like going up like farm work. I used to hang kill. It was great. All day long you're on the top of a kill, climbing around like a monkey, just hanging 1,500 sticks.
Yeah, that's
Even though 1,250 is the norm, not on our farm. We go 1,500. Put an extra tier in.
That's right.
Yeah, you know how much that kill's gonna weigh? A lot more than another guy with only 1,200 sticks, Michael.
Yep.
That's thinking.
That's accurate.
Guess how much you pay the guys filling that kill? Same amount.
Same amount, and you're only curing 1 kill.
Yeah,
Cost of
exactly.
fuel? Lower.
It's all smart, is what I'm saying. Shout out to Willie. Hey, good job.
But like when you did those tobacco jobs, like I know because I've done mundane like fucking jobs that seem to last for weeks. You play a little game with it, right? You have to.
Yeah.
Stay sane.
Oh yeah. I remember one time when we had to do replanting because there was a big rainstorm right after we planted, and it was like a little tornado kind of thing, like a little like really windy, and it was all damaged, and we had to do a lot of replant anyways.
Right.
When we were going through there, it was like boring, you know. And there was like it's kind of sad walking through a small, like just planted field.
Yeah.
You know.
If it's in tough shape.
Yeah. So then it just became like it felt like we were like a war correspondent, like for CNN or something like that. Like, and so then we just commentated the program for the rest of the day about this terrible tragedy of the tobacco plants or whatever, and we covered the story.
Got you through the day.
Got us through the day.
Yeah. Whatever works.
Yeah. We had updates throughout the day, you know.
Yeah, but with that, you know there's an end game. You know when planting's over. You
That's
know
true.
when harvest
Yeah,
is
That's
exactly.
a good
over.
point,
Yeah.
Chas. Good point.
These guys working in a factory
It
like
never
this
ends.
is 45
Yeah.
years. We're fucking in
Yeah.
it.
I was
yeah.
trying to learn
an excellent point.
Cantonese from the guy that I was partnered with because there was techs at every station who would be with the people that you were.
Just so you have something to do.
Yeah. But I mean, they barely spoke English, so it would be like.
Yeah, just stuff you could show them, like cock.
Balls. They might have known that from chicken balls.
Yeah. Or I don't know. Or blowjobs at work. Or either way.
Well, that's why at the shoe store I had the washroom right next door to relieve myself.
Oh yeah.
I jerked off at work a lot.
Yeah. Then I had a guy that told me that if you jerk off somewhere, you like own that. He owns it in his head. Like if he.
Mark your territory.
Yeah,
No,
he's like,
it-
if I go to the church and I go to the bathroom at the church and I jerk off it in the bath, I own that church now.
And I own at least 8 Walmarts.
Is that toilet shafts my spunk?
There's more
Kids
room in those
aisle.
bathrooms.
It's got to be like you can't have a real, enjoyable wank though in a Walmart. though.
gross.
You gotta like do a sneaky rub one out, right? You're just like kind of giving it a rub.
It's like a
Yeah,
hover
that's what I had to do at work, too.
Yeah, just to get the poison out because you're like, shit, man, I'm having a hard time getting through
Just
the
to
day.
get through the day.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever did that. I really probably did. 15 years, I probably maybe squeezed one out at work again just to get one out.
I work from home now, so it's
Oh,
great.
jeez, yeah. That's what coffee break is. It's like a 10-minute break. I like to schedule it. Pops up on my phone, 10-minute break. Then you know.
I don't even have to leave my desk.
No, you don't even have. You don't even have to stop working. You might be working when you're jerking off. That might be the job. Do you know what I noticed when I was watching movies the other day? Did I ever say this on the air? It was that there was the sport that wasn't
Yeah.
the World Cup of orgasm. Shazman, have you ever seen it?
No, I have not.
I think it's called the World Cup Orgasms. It was on YouPorn. Jane, you want to look at that? YouPorn. It's a place that shows movies, right?
Popular right here.
Yeah. So I was thinking, well, World Cup's on. I was watching one of these, like there's Netflix, there's Crave. I was on YouPorn, and this one had the World Cup of Orgasms. It was these two girls from Ukraine. I think it was Ukraine versus Russia, as it turns out.
Good battle.
One of them had a battle on a public Ferris wheel.
Ooh.
Yeah. One girl really kicked the other girl's ass. The other girl was really uptight about being on a public Ferris wheel, sticking a dildo in her pussy.
And
What was the point of the game? What were they doing?
Well, they judge the girls. They have them hooked up to these rigs that monitor their heart rate.
Okay.
This ain't no fucking joke either. If you think it's a joke, these are serious competitors. They give you the lady who's the moderator reads the rules like to tell you what the sport is about and show you this is like a real thing, sanctioned or whatever. It's fucking real deal.
Okay.
Then the competitors come in. They're on the Ferris wheel. First one I watched, they're on the Ferris wheel. Second one, they were just in like a TV set. Anyways, I haven't watched the whole series, but one day I'll just binge.
There's still time.
Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of time. You can really just watch little chunks of them. And then you just
nice.
get sleepy at certain parts. Anyways, but they have them hooked up to monitors, and then you can see their heart rate going up and down. And then when they have an orgasm, they show the instant replay, orgasm, instant replay. Then they give you a point for orgasm, per orgasm.
Okay.
And then they give you a point for the most powerful orgasm.
Wow.
And how do they, by the heart rate?
Monitors.
I believe it's by these monitors, the heart rate and the time. They have some sort of algorithm worked out in order to like gymnastics or whatever, or like figure skating. I don't really know what that 5.7 is. That good, bad, or whatever.
That's true. What are those points merited on?
But if you live and breathe the Orgasm World Cup
You
or whatever,
know.
the Orgasm Olympics, which is a way better name, Orgasm Olympics, probably that's what it was. But they, those people who made the rule book and live and breathe by it, or are real fans of the sport, those ones, it's serious to them.
Sure,
That scoring means a big deal. But these girls,
So what were the points? Like
the one girl she was like quadrupling the other one's scores. Like the one was hard to get she came close a few times, but she could never really get one out on the Ferris wheel. But the other girl had like 4 or 5 of them.
Good, she was good with the motion.
She didn't give a shit at all. They kept saying to her like, "Hey, those guys at certain points in the Ferris wheel, they would become evident to the other Ferris wheel passengers in Russia or wherever they're doing this." And then, so then they'd say like, "Hey, girls, like, put your dresses down. Like, you can't." And then they would say like, "They can see all of you now, so you have to like stop, even like jerking off under the dress, And then they'd have to get like proper, and then they'd have enough privacy on the Ferris wheel again. And they start just going at themselves. Okay?
That's rigorous.
This is the World Cup of Orgasm.
Of
I think so. It's either World Cup orgasms or it's Orgasm Olympics. But it's,
So World Cup of Orgasm. How many of those girls are faking it?
well, no, that's
Like
the thing. I think it's
faking
because they.
injuries.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, and you gotta wonder if the judge is biased or paid off. Like
Could be.
it's in the Russian sports, Shaz. There's a lot of room for that.
Steroids, whatnot, the Russian gas.
Faking injuries.
Yeah,
Blood doping.
doping. But I'd like to challenge any of those girls to competition.
Maybe coming to the Dutch Hall.
Yeah, I will. I will go against you, and I will beat you at your
Wow.
own game. And I don't know if that's fair to compete against the ladies. Is that like? I don't think it should be. I think it should be genderless.
We should probably get a nice Dutch girl in here.
Yeah, she competes. Again, I'll represent Canada, and I'll just go orgasm for orgasm against her.
You're gonna represent Canada.
Yeah, because I can whip up lots of batches. Oh no, I actually. Yeah. Why do you think? Because it takes me a long time now? Because I'm old.
I bet Paul could do a better job.
Yeah, no. Look at him.
I get sleepy.
It takes a lot.
Done.
It takes a lot. You'd be better to be a younger man like Kevin or Shaz would have a better chance
No.
to represent. For who get the most off? How many could I get in an hour?
Wow.
I got the plumbing of an 82-year-old man, though.
Like one,
At least.
and then I go to sleep. That's it. I'm done.
That's
I
right.
don't.
Well, how quick do you go to sleep?
Yeah. Well, right away.
The Ferris wheel ride would be.
Yeah, it'd be me jerking off once and taking a nap. And they wake me up and I'm like, did I win?
Nope.
Nope. Didn't win.
Lost again.
Especially because I'd be going against one of those hot Russian girls who'd be like masturbating in front of me. Holy shit, man, I would come quick. And then nappy time.
Done.
But then if I woke up, maybe if it's still going on,
Right.
I might give it another go.
Number 2.
I don't know if I'd have much success. Definitely get product at the end. That'd be tough.
Take a bit longer.
Yeah. But they get an old cough out of the... might get an old cough out of my dickhead. Was that an earlier joke from the evening, Steve?
That was.
Your dick, though.
That was my dick.
Yeah. What was it like before we get to a segment we call feedback? We got feedback. I have to ask you, what was it like to farm with Michael today?
Oh, man. Mike whines so much when he's farming, and I got to tell you something. It's fucking easy. You hop into his truck, you drive around, you get out, you look at the plants and the water, and you're like, farming is easy.
Was he helpful, Mike?
Yeah. He actually volunteered to come for a little tour.
Yeah.
And I said, if things go well, Steve, you're going to think that farming is easy. And things went very well. So
Yeah. That's
fair
it.
assumption of what his little tour was.
I
Make
was
sure
like-
the gun was on and moving.
Yeah, it wasn't even hot.
Not windy. Nothing. Just perfect setting.
I don't know how that happened. Sorry. We got
The ghost of Beck.
we got to get to a segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback.
Motherfucking feedback.
Motherfucking feedback.
You know, usually when this show is live, that we got listeners that will give us a thing called feedback, and it's we ask them to tell us what they think of the show, and at this moment we get sponsors like our good friends at Amazon who let us put like a link on our website that if you go to it livefromthedutchhall.com and you click on it, you can do your shopping, and some of that money that you spent on your product, Amazon will say, we don't need any more of it because we're rich enough. We're going to give it to the Dutch Hall guys, and they can get like a pop filter so that when I say the greatest
Pussy.
podcast to ever come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove,
Pussy.
Pussy Pecker,
Pete.
right?
Poo-poo.
Pussy.
Poop. Anyways, do that. And also Norpac,
The beef people.
Yarmy Electric.
Go fuck yourself.
This is good because we really just have to whiz through the ads quick.
Oh, that's great.
How about Van Dyke Party Services?
Hey, don't live your life in regret.
Brought to you by who?
Clean flow.
That's right, Paul. That's good.
Holy shit, that was good.
Oh,
That was the best commercials we've ever done. And you know what? No feedback. Because it's on a Monday. No one even knows we're doing a show. You know, I bet you if we go to YouTube right now, the people who could actually be looking into the future, you think that's the
Future.
the draw? Guess how many people are watching right now?
Future.
Zero.
Oh.
0.0. That's
Whoa.
why when Bruce Veltri gives us feedback, and he says, he goes, you guys are catering too much to your video audience, and you should worry about your core listeners, your podcast listeners.
Fair
You
enough.
know what? That's a good piece of feedback, Bruce. You know what that is? That is me being reminiscent feedback. Reminiscent feedback. What? Is that how it goes?
Yep. We're reminiscing.
About old feedbacks. Do you remember your favorite one?
Old feet. Oh,
Old feedback.
Yeah.
my favorite one.
We're in the future reminiscing about the past, which could be today.
Right.
Right?
Right. You're bloody well right. You got a bloody right to stay.
You know, I don't even know if the Haitian dwarf is around. But did you hear about the unrest in Haiti?
No.
Well, apparently, I tried to book a flight to go somewhere, and they told me don't go to Haiti because there's unrest. Little guy over there, mad as fuck about something. That's all I know. Causing a lot of problems. Is that right?
I don't know. But oh, fuck.
That sounds like our guy, right?
Yeah.
That
sounds like
sounds
our guy.
accurate.
I don't know,
Coats at
man.
everybody.
I don't know the exact story. I don't read or even know how to read. But I do enjoy part stories that I like to make it look like I know all the information about. You ever do that?
Oh yeah, I love reading headlines.
And then just making up all the details of it?
Just fill in the rest.
Do you want to try to do it right now?
Sure.
Okay, let's just go to like Huffington Post, and I'll look up like a headline, and then Shazma, you tell the news story based on no knowledge. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. Does anyone else want to do it?
I think Shaz, as the guest, should have
Should have,
honors.
yeah,
Sure,
honors,
Should have
right?
honors.
Okay, let's go.
See how it's done.
Let's go to.
Huffington Post, your go-to.
I like the Huffington Post.
I mix it up, but yeah, Huffington Post is my go-to. Post.
I feel like we're just gonna get a tuna salad recipe.
Well, where should I go? Reddit or something?
No, Huffington Post is fine.
Okay, ready? Okay, ready? Fed spent $30,000 to change a word in the title of Future Skills Lab. Future Skills Lab.
Yeah. Well, when they spent like fucking probably 40, 50 grand to make this sign.
Yeah.
Says Future Skills Lab on it, right?
Yeah. Is that the old title or the new title?
That's what it said, but they fucking spelt future with too many R's.
Oh, like the rapper?
Yeah.
They thought it was like
They did the backwards R that all the kids do in their text messages, right?
yeah, with a dollar sign.
And apparently it cost 30 grand for all the neon lights up there. They got to go take down the R. Just cost the feds an extra 30 grand to fix the neon lights because they put 3 fucking R's on the future labs.
Yeah. I tell you, man, if I had a nickel for every time I sat down and talked politics with Shaz, I would just
It was a
have my
big
first nickel.
big sign out front.
You go one more, because that one went great. Oh wait, I need something good here. No, that sucks. I got one here. Greyhound to end almost all services in Western Canada.
Right, I did. I read about that today.
Oh, did you?
Well, no, I read the headline. Well, why would they want to go further than Winnipeg? People are chopping people's heads off 10 years ago.
Topical.
Exactly.
But it took them 10 years to figure it out. Like, well, we should probably stop service at Winnipeg. We're not going any further west on a Greyhound. Get on a, go hitchhike the rest of the way. That's what they're saying. So now Greyhounds go from Newfoundland to Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
And then thumbs out from there.
And thumbs out from there if you're going any
Good
further.
luck with the rest.
Yeah. You're taking your neck in your own hands. I didn't know that. You been following the Thai people in the cave?
In the caves? Not really.
Oh, good. Can you tell us about? I read this headline where it said what the boys trapped in a Thai cave are going through. Now, if you hear about a boy trapped in a Thai cave, does that sound like a euphemism?
This seems to happen over and over in history. People get trapped in caves or wells or
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to know why? Because it's cool as shit to go in a cave, don't you think? And you go deeper into it, and you're like, it's even cooler. You ever do that with your friends? You go somewhere cool, and you get into it, and all of a sudden you're like, hoping to be, you go in this next little crack, and it'll be like that boat from the Goonies, all full of
That'd be
coins.
the best.
Yeah, but how do we know these kids are in this cave? Did they send a
Yeah.
text
You know that
message?
Before it came out.
You know they have Thai Navy SEALs that they sent in there that I assume are ladyboys, right?
If the kids got there, it shouldn't be too hard to go get them.
No, it is hard because I think when they went in there, it was they walked in there, and then now they have to swim out.
Yeah, none of them.
Oh, the tide came in.
Oh yeah.
Rains
The
and
monsoons.
And it ain't gonna go out for a long time, I don't think. So they're just gonna have to learn to scuba dive or die. That's the truth, right?
That is the truth. They're teaching them how to swim.
They're teaching them how to scuba dive.
Yeah.
Of the Navy SEALs. It's like, see this? Suck on it. If you don't, you die.
Basically.
Like, how hard is it to figure out? Like,
They got
how old are they?
And hold my hand.
15 or something like that.
Do they got lots
15?
of food? They probably got lots of food, though. Why don't they
Yeah.
just live in the cave and they'll just be cave people?
Actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I would actually consider it if they're going to say, can you keep me supplied and I don't have to learn to scuba dive? And then they're like, yeah. All right, keep it coming. It's nice back
Yeah,
here.
just one kid's real scared of scuba diving. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm
Not
just gonna
doing
live in the cave now.
I'm living in the cave. I like it here.
I jerked off. It's my home.
Yeah, I own it now.
I own it.
Sundown, one woman.
My cave.
It's my cave. I came on the curtains.
They send one woman down there, then they can just populate the cave.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Would anyone live anywhere other than above ground? Anyone live in a
It
ho-
depends what's going on above ground.
Yeah,
If what's
that's
going on
chaos.
above ground's chaos, then it might go underground.
Like if you could go to like Mars, but you had to live underground, right? And you go there, there's none of the bullshit you had to put up with here. Like it's just a simple life or whatever, and the culture that they have there is like seems pretty awesome. You get to mostly just like watch hockey and eat chicken wings and stuff.
I could do some farming. It's pretty easy.
You son of a bitch.
Farming underground's gonna be easy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's so easy.
Yeah,
They-
Steve is a farmer there.
Yeah.
Farming underground.
Like, yeah, I'm farming.
You need that sunlight, I think.
Steve's gonna become like hated by farmers, eh? Wouldn't that be cool
It's
if we
his
would
new
do
thing.
if we started to do live shows and then farmers would boo Steve? That'd be great.
Son of a bitch.
I would like it if people hated different members of the band for different reason, but then still like the band.
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah.
cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were like real rock stars,
Yeah. They don't even like you. They cheer against you.
but they love your music.
Yeah, they know because it's so awesome.
Yeah.
The Nocturnal Emissions, you don't give a shit.
But yeah, we're real assholes.
Yeah. That's my dream for you guys, eh? When I birthed you out of my loins, which you guys were my favorite creation until my kidney stone Earl, who is now, the lab keeps asking me to give my kidney stone back, Shaz.
No, don't give it back.
What? It's my baby. It came out. I saw it crown and everything.
Yeah. No.
Why would I give it away?
Why
Just
did they want it back?
they want to know what it's made of. I said it's made of me and its mother's love. That's all you have to know. We're gonna raise it like our own.
Made of hope.
Hey, why don't they just lick it? And you can tell and give it right back. If it's salty, it's probably salt.
Where is it right now? Do you have it hanging in a Ziploc bag on your fridge?
It's with
No.
Charter's mustache.
Hey, you want if my wife comes back in, I'll send her to the house to get it if you want to see it. It's in like a urine sample container, and inside the urine sample container is like a Ziploc bag, and it's inside the Ziploc bag inside the urine sample container. I was carrying around the Ziploc bag thing, and she says, "You want this urine sample container so it's more protected?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's like its own little case, like a terrarium for my
Grow.
kidney stone.
It's evolving.
I love showing it to people. Have you seen it, Paul?
Yes, I've seen it.
It's great. It'll go in the Pete Van Dyke Museum someday. That's what it's got to be in like a curated museum. This is Pete's kidney stone. Hopefully, I got a bunch of them by then.
This
eh?
was the kidney stone era.
This is my very first. I never thought I could piss something out so big. Neither did my urologist, but I proved them wrong with my loose dick hole. That'll be like under the display of my kidney stone. It'll be me just like reading my memoir of the kidney stone passing. Yes, this I remember fondly. I remember when I first saw it crowning in my dick hole. I was like, this can't be. But sure enough, it was a big rock in my dick. Fucking hurt to piss. Even when I bent over a little bit, it was like, owie.
It was trying to escape.
Yeah, it looks like a meteor. I don't know what it is. You saw the spikes on it? You seen it in real life, Mike?
Yeah, it was like Bowser. It was like a turtle shell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good description. Bowser the turtle shell. Have you seen it?
I saw a picture of it.
Online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It traveled quite a way from your kidney through your bladder
Yeah.
through your urethra.
Yes, it is. Every single step of the way was different, you know? Those uterers from the kidneys to the bladder, that's the hard one. Those ones suck.
Those are the hard ones.
Yeah, do you have them too?
I never had a full kidney stone, but I did have, because I had a kidney transplant.
Yeah.
They had to pull like a little piece of plastic out of that same place that connects your kidney to your bladder.
Yeah.
Because that's how they put that together with a little stent in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the doctor, and they do it while you're wide awake too.
No way.
Oh, you're wide awake. They just give you some painkillers and rub some stuff on your junk and say that'll take away the pain.
What do they cut you open? Like, how do they get it?
Oh, how do they get it? They go
in your dick head.
You know the way yours came out?
Yeah.
They go in.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're fishing around in your bladder?
Oh, like they're playing the claw game at the mall.
Yeah. That's what they're supposed to do with me. I had an appointment to do that. And
So he's got it on the TV screen, and the doctor goes, hey, you can look at the inside of your urethra if you want to. He's got a little camera with a little claw on it, and he's fishing in there like he's playing the claw game at the mall.
Yeah.
And he finds it. So he's like, you're going to feel some pressure right now as I got to yank it out. So he's hoping he can do it one full yank, right? Just pull it all out. He pulls it as hard as he can.
Oh, no.
And then he's got a look of, like, failure on his face. Like, he just got a bunch of big red X's, you know?
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. Dropped it in my bladder. Had to go back in for a second try at this old. I was like, "Fuck you! Give me a toonie if you're going back in there."
Exactly.
Did
you get it out?
He got it on the second try. Yeah.
It's hard to get your like trust back.
Yeah, your trust for anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
The human race.
Yeah. You've just been really assaulted out of your dick hole. It really is not good. Yeah. No, I've had some health problems this summer too, and it's like when you kind of give yourself up to these people, but like you just have to be humiliated.
You do.
Right?
Most of my early sexual experiences were with Asian men in medical robes.
Why Asian so many times? It is a lot of
Just,
like urology, right?
I think they do. And good on them because I've needed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You want a good plumber.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe it. It's like you take your healthcare system for granted until you need it, and then you're like, holy, it's really good. And those people are so smart. I'm like so dumb at that stuff. I don't get it at all. Right. Like my wife, that's her thing, right? So she like thinks that way, but my brain just doesn't function that way. I can't. I just don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I appreciate, like you said, you appreciate it when you need it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Those guys, like, it's a different kind of smart.
I had one female urologist come look at my big nut one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a big nut for those that don't know.
Oh, yes.
But she came to look at my big nut one time, and she was kind of attractive too.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, now I gotta show this attractive middle-aged lady my huge testicle.
How old were you this time?
Probably 17, 18.
Oh, yeah.
So she looked at it, and she's in there poking around with that popsicle stick. Just looking around. But, like, I hadn't even been with a woman yet. Now I got some lady poking around. You know? It sets you up for life.
It's like your thing.
Now I can't keep popsicle sticks off my nightstand.
Hey, is that the same sticks they use to check you for lice? Do you think?
I think so. I think the doctor's just eating a popsicle on the way to the appointment, you know?
Hey,
I wonder my pubes keep getting stuck to it.
did everyone here have to do the Colgate rinse at school? Remember the Colgate rinse? Did you have to do a
The fluoride?
a fluoride rinse?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah.
Did you have to do it too, Steve? Even though you lived in
London. Still
in
part of
London?
the Ontario system, right?
Yeah, but it was they had chlorine in the town water, so only they took the country kids out of the class and made them do the fluoride rinse.
then they got rid of that later, right?
Because it was just making the country kids look like they were poor kids. Is
Yeah.
that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah, like they
I
get checked.
remember taking it. It was gross.
They just made all the farm kids get out and swish their mouth out with fluoride, right?
I just did it. I
Yeah,
don't
me
know.
too. I did it too. Did you do it? Do you
Yeah.
remember doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. I thought you did it or not. You remember doing
I
it?
remember doing something just like that.
Oh yeah. They would like make you swish it around your mouth.
Yeah, I remember doing it.
Did you grow? Yeah, you would have had well water growing up, right?
Oh yeah, I still do.
Yeah.
At my dad's place, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I don't know if they still do that. I was just thinking about it the other day. Why did we remember that we had to take it out of class? There's certain things they did to make you feel different. They want to make sure everybody had fluoride, right? Like, anyway, our teeth were just fine.
Yeah. Still there.
Yeah,
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 unless
most
you
of them.
hit them off the concrete.
Yeah, even that it takes a good whack, doesn't it?
Oh, a real good whack.
Yeah. Anyways, we got. I just want to do two things before we ended up the show. Two things. Shazma.
That's me.
Not it.
Number one, Shaz. You're in here quite a bit.
I am.
Um,
I am.
well, you've been here a few times. You've got a jacket, right? Don't you? Not
I
really.
don't
A
have
proverbial
jacket.
jacket.
Yeah.
We didn't really
I think
give
it
you
was
one.
really like a clean flow multi-tool. It was like a jacket.
It is a jacket. Yeah, that's the same thing as a jacket to us.
It's the highest prestige.
You ever break that thing out yet?
Oh, I keep it in my car. Actually, no, it didn't get stolen. My car got broken into, and then it was on the seat. They didn't take it, but they messed up all my receipts and took like $375.
Oh.
And they didn't see the value in the clean flow multi-tool, eh?
No.
Those people were just stupid. They were obviously hooked on drugs.
Yeah, they were just looking.
Yeah, to
for
not
it.
see value in a multi-tool like that. Good quality
Yeah,
craftsmanship.
I think it had a hammer on it and everything.
Yeah.
Idiots.
There's like one thing I wanted to play. It's we're gonna end the show with weird facts about vag. Steve. Okay, this is it. It's a music question. Are you into music, Shaz?
Yeah, yeah.
And what kind of music predominantly do you listen to?
I grew up like a punk rock kid, but now I listen to everything.
Everything,
I
right?
got everything, but I'm a punk rock kid at heart. For sure.
Okay, cool. So we're going to talk rock music. Okay, rock music, historical rock music. Now, I was at my party last week, Canada Day, and a gentleman that was at my party, I heard him make this claim. He said, if you're going to have to name the greatest front man of all time, and you're going to pick any of the front men of all time to be the front man in your band, who are you going to pick? Living or dead?
Wow.
The greatest front man ever. Now, there's only one way to do this fairly, because it's too much controversy, and that is to have a quick tournament. So we'll brainstorm.
A quick tournament.
It's going to be a brainstorm. It's the only fair way to do it. Brainstorming on names till we get to 16. Quick tournament down. Boom. It's going to be the fastest thing. We'll get the greatest front man. And then I'll tell you who this guy said. Because I still haven't unveiled who it is. Should I tell you who this is?
Yeah,
No,
I feel
I-
like
I'll see if he
Tell
even
us at
makes
the
this
end.
list.
Tell us
I
at
was
the
gonna
end.
say.
Tell us at the
Save
end.
it.
Save
Tell
it.
us at the end.
Save it,
Okay,
save
I'll
it.
tell you at
It's
the
not
end.
obvious, I would
Yeah.
say.
Right. I said, so we'll just go brainstorm who you think should be on the list, greatest front man in rock history, that you would have that you have everyone to choose from. Who are you going to put in there? See if we can get 16 of them.
I'll go Jim Morrison.
Okay.
Joey Ramone.
Robert Plant.
Geddy Lee.
Wait, hold on. Plant. Lee.
Freddie Mercury.
Good one.
Good one.
James Hetfield.
Ah, fuck that.
How about Mick Jagger?
Dave Grohl.
Michael Stipe.
Jerry Garcia.
Jerry Garcia. Yeah.
He's writing it down too.
What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 6 more to come up with. I'm gonna say who. So it has to be a band. Has to be. It can't just be a solo artist. You can't say like.
Yeah, it's like traditional lead or
So it's
You already
gotta
put
front
down
man.
David Lee
Johann
Roth.
Sebastian Bach.
Roth. Then we should go with like. How about Vetter
Yeah.
and who's another? Let's go
Axl
Cornell.
Rose. Cornell. Wow.
Axl Rose. Okay.
I was gonna say that one, Paul. Yeah.
And who
Kurt
else?
Cobain.
Okay, we'll go Cobain. We got a bunch of different eras. Okay. And then how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One more. I'll
Roger
put Jack.
Daltrey.
Oh, Daltrey.
There you go.
Jack
Yeah.
White would have been a good one.
Jack White was.
Might as well put Jack
Okay,
on
we're going to
there.
take off Michael Stipe and put Jack White. All right.
I can't believe you wrote it down in the first place.
Well, I wanted just him. He was a first round elimination waiting to happen. So now we at least have some
Early elimination.
intrigue, you know. Okay, in the first round of the playoffs here, this is easily what we'll do. We have Jim Morrison versus Roger Daltrey. So we got Morrison over Daltrey.
Yeah,
You got Doors over the Who.
I'm going Jim Morrison as well. Yeah.
Oh, it's Universal. Daltrey's out.
Jimbo.
Morrison moves on. We got Joey Ramone versus Kurt Cobain.
Kurt.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'd go Kurt.
Joey Ramone.
I'm gonna say for
As
real,
a frontman?
as a front man, I'm gonna say, oh man,
Hey ho, let's go.
I know Joey Ramone's so much cooler, but he
I'm
looks like
Cobain.
everyone else in his band. But
I'm totally Kurt Cobain.
Oh yeah.
okay, outvoted. We're outvoted, Chaz.
All right, all right.
So Kurt Cobain moves past.
That was a good heat, though.
It was a good
Yeah,
heat.
yeah.
Good heat. So now we got Robert Plant versus Axl Rose.
Robert.
Robert,
Easy.
yeah.
Robert.
It's because Axel's such a wiener.
Geddy Lee versus Chris Cornell.
Kurt. Ooh.
Ooh, Geddy Lee.
Oh.
I'm gonna go Cornell.
I'll go Cornell.
I gotta
too.
go with Cornell.
If you guys listen to
I'm not a Rush guy. You either do you love the Rush? Do you love Rush?
yeah, I'm pretty.
Yeah, you're either Rush or
You
not
either
Rush.
love Rush.
I do love Rush,
or you
but
don't get
I
Rush.
just still think that
I
Chris
don't-
Cornell is a better friend.
I don't like Audio Slave.
Ah, that's fair though. That's a fair.
Remember Audio Slave and then make your vote.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, who is it? Yeah. Okay, let's go. What is it? Who has got Cornell?
Geddy Lee or Cornell?
got
I got
Geddy.
Cornell.
You got Lee.
I'm going Getty.
Okay, Geddy Lee moves
Geddy Lee
on.
takes it.
Yeah, Cornell's out. Eddie Vedder versus Freddie Mercury.
Oh,
Freddie.
Freddie.
See ya, Eddie. Get the fuck out of there.
All right. Dave Lee Roth versus Hatfield. This is like the worst for me.
Have you ever
I
seen
can't pick
James'
either. of them.
banter live? It's fucking hilarious.
I haven't,
it's
though.
Fucking great. Oh man, James Hetfield and Lars.
I have heard live
Their
though.
shit's
You
funny.
can't. It's pretty kick-ass. But also, I heard Dave Lee Roth. My friend went to see him. Said laugh the whole show
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
David Lee Roth for sure.
because he's like so entertaining. You know. So,
On an entertainment side, I think David Lee Roth has the.
Yeah.
He definitely takes the cake over James, but I think James is definitely a better front man.
yeah. All right. Well, who I got
We're
one?
going by frontmen, right?
Yeah, you got to pick it. It's like for who'd you
Yeah,
rather
I'm
I'm
have
going
in your
with
band?
I'm going with Metallica.
Oh,
James.
I'm going with Diamond Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah, David Lee Roth for me.
I just like Metallica better.
Okay, we got Roth moving on. I didn't think he'd make the second round. And so Jerry Garcia versus Mick Jagger. I think you got to go Jagger all the way.
Mick all the way
Yeah.
on there.
Easy one.
Jack White versus Dave Grohl. I didn't think it was
Dave.
end like this.
Oh, Dave.
Wow.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dave.
It's
Tough
hard
for
though
you.
because
It's hard for you.
I've seen Jack White where he's the drummer in a band and he's still kind of the front man because you're just paying attention to what he's doing the whole time. It's hard to.
Dave Grohl did
Yeah,
that.
Dave
in the
Grohl
band.
can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I've also seen Dave Grohl play
Right.
drums in the back. But do you watch him? Does he get captivate? Does he like? You know what I
He's a
mean?
Bonham drummer. He's fucking.
I know. I'm just
Meat
saying,
and
like when
potatoes.
he's on stage with like Queens of Stone Age.
I think in his Nirvana days, he was more. I mean, you weren't watching him because.
Yeah, but as
Kurt
a
Cobain,
as
but-
a frontman for the Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
he's
frontman for the
pretty
Foo
fucking
Fighters, pretty
awesome.
good. Okay, Dave Grohl moves on. Jack White's out. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't think he'd be a
It's a tough
first
one.
round.
Charters
loser.
would have had Jack White with.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, Grohl moves on. So round 2, we now have Jim Morrison against Kurt Cobain.
Whoa.
Jim.
Still
Yeah,
more.
Jim
Morrison, I think.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
think
Jim
so,
Morrison too, because I'm gonna pay to see him, even if he doesn't sing at all, because he's gonna be it's gonna be worth the money. Kurt Cobain out, die again.
He gone.
So now we have Joey Ramone's out, right?
Yep.
So now we got Robert Plant versus David Lee Roth.
Robert.
Classic. Yeah, Robert.
I gotta go Robert Plant.
Robert
Even though Robert
Plant.
Plant can't sing anymore, right? He can't sing anymore.
Well,
right?
Not high.
Yeah.
He can
Yeah.
he's still got a voice, but he just.
You ever heard him talk? He was on Stern this week. They did a big interview, and yeah, he's got a real lisp, and
Real gentle voice.
yeah, it's crazy. I was like, that's him, eh?
Geddy Lee versus Dave Grohl.
Dave
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Didn't lose it to Getty this
Although
time.
Okay, Geddy Lee's out.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger versus Freddie Mercury.
Ooh.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. I'll go
Yeah,
with
as a
too.
frontman, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
And Mick.
I'm going Mick Jagger.
I was thinking Jagger's still doing it. You know, Freddie died.
That's true.
Weak immune system.
I feel like Mick can get boring. He
A
has the same
little
kind of tricks.
repetitive.
Yeah,
70
same
years
tricks.
of the Rooster Dance.
Yeah.
And
Freddie.
I'm still going with Jagger. So it's Steve and me are Jagger. You're Freddie.
with
You're
Fred.
Freddie. You're
Mick's
Freddie.
got more tunes though. Yeah, I'll go
Oh,
Freddie.
three
Wow,
is
we
three.
lost,
Really?
Kev.
It's tied, eh? How do we do a tiebreaker? Wake up
Jane.
charters.
How's it a tiebreaker? There's only
Paul
5
went
of
for
us here.
yeah.
Is there 6
me and
of
Oh,
us?
am I not? I'm the tiebreaker.
No, you guys outnumbered us. There's only 2.
3 and 3.
Who else is Freddie Mercury?
I'm
Kev
Fred.
And me. That's it.
and Shaz.
I was thinking about switching to Mick though.
Okay. Mercury's out.
Just because there's more Rolling Stones
Yeah,
tunes.
that's what I
There's
thought.
more
Yeah.
tunes. And he's still doing it.
Anyways,
I love Freddie Mercury.
yeah, it's a tough one, but I would go Jagger. Then he got it. So now we're at Jim Morrison versus. Oh man, a lot of people fall. Jim Morrison versus Dave Grohl.
Ooh. Jim Morrison, yeah.
Over Dave Grohl?
I'd go with Dave.
Oh.
No, Jim Morrison. He's a Lizard King.
I gotta go Jim Morrison too. Like captivating, like to get the whole. Okay, Jim Morrison. Sorry, he wins, right? That's enough. 4
yeah.
votes.
Yeah, I went for him.
Mick Jagger versus Robert Plant.
Jagger.
Jagger over
I would say
As a
Plant.
frontman, yeah.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our final. Jim Morrison versus Mick Jagger.
Jim.
Jim Morrison wins it all.
Jim Morrison
Yeah,
is the
feeling.
greatest frontman ever. Who'd have thought that came? You know what this guy's thing was? Which I gotta tell you, I'm in the minority because of what happened here today. He was Freddie Mercury. He said Freddie Mercury, hands down, greatest frontman ever. Who else gonna pick other than Freddie Mercury? I said, I never even want to put him on the list. And but he was a strong competitor in this
Yeah.
competition. I take back everything I said about Freddie. I take back everything I
Yeah,
said
and
about.
I
I didn't
only-
get. I don't get his act. I
I
don't
only
get it.
jumped because there's more Mick Jagger tunes, and he's still doing it. That
Yeah.
was the only reason I jumped, because that was a tiebreaker there.
Yeah,
I think it was the way that Freddie Mercury like captivated an audience. Like he controlled
So many people.
like the stadium rock at that
his-
time.
yeah, yeah. I know. I
It
just.
was like anthems, right? Like it was
Yeah, yeah,
crazy
yeah.
what he did.
Yeah, they say like the last folk song, American folk song that's written, they think is Seven Nation Army, because it's got picked up by all the different countries and the different that don't even understand the lyrics or anything. They just like know the
That
song.
makes sense.
Yeah, it
And-
keeps like they keep saying like there's tweets and whatever, all internet bullshit about that song that like Jack White in those chords has given more to the World Cup than anything. Like
Yeah,
because every chant, it doesn't matter. Like you said,
yeah.
every country is. Ding, 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 ding,
And who
ding,
did
ding.
Jack White lose to in our tournament?
Oh, Jack White lost first round to Dave
Dave
Grohl.
Grohl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
I'm not saying he's not a genius. He just.
But
got
you
beat out
know,
as
Freddie
a
Mercury
frontman.
also did "We Will Rock You." That's
Right.
Also a great stadium anthem.
You got to
Yeah.
win first.
But you know who else? Did a nice stadium anthem is not on this list. Gary Glitter.
Oh, the
That's right.
Glitter Band.
Yeah.
We should have brought up the
Woo.
Glitter Band.
Hey. But you want to know why they don't talk about him?
There's reasons.
Yeah, he's a diddler.
Well, that'll get
Oh
I
yeah.
did not know that, and I bought a Glitter Band album, and it was we played that album every Friday and Saturday night in my apartment. We'd have people over, we'd play the Glitter Band, we'd dance, we'd sing, we'd drink, we'd be merry, and then it turned out he was a fucking
Yeah.
diddler.
Yeah, here you got. But you know what? Does it make the pleasure of his music any less?
No,
Shaz, when you're dancing around, listening to a pedophile's little tune.
the Glitter Band. It was called the Glitter Band.
I was like, yeah. Sometimes you want to relax. Maybe you want to have just a nice laugh. Put on a nice record of an old rapist from the '60s.
Hey, we all still eat Jell-O, don't we?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then you're like, you know what? I don't watch a television program. Wish I could find the program of some fellow that'd like to show his freckled penis to a bunch of up and coming comics.
I'd still eat a pudding pop.
Hmm?
Right? A pudding pop?
Puddin' pop
Pudding pop.
doesn't turn you off of puddin' pops, Paul.
Oh. Oh. Good old pudding
The
pop.
best part about all of that was watching every Cosby sweater party slowly turn into an ugly Christmas party.
Yeah, there's no more. Yeah, that's funny. I can't have a Cosby sweater party anymore without a bunch of rape jokes. God damn. You know, the future. That's the future, guys. It brings it up nicely. Now we're going to give you a little public service announcement on hydration from Tyler Shazma.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, there you go.
Nailed it.
And we're going to end our show today, everyone, with a little game we like to call, or a little segment we call Weird Facts About the Vag. Vag Facts. One more time. Vagina. You know, I was reading on the interweb today. There's a few things that you might not know about a vagina. Number one, did you know there's a difference between the vagina and the vulva? Did you know that? The vulva is the outer organ, Steve.
Don't look at me. I know.
Yeah, it's like the flowery outside part, where the vagina is the internal organ. That starts from the cervix and ends at the vulva. Yeah, you might know the vulva is pussyless, Paul. Do you know what's true about vaginas, Steve?
What's that, Pete?
They have probiotics in them.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of them. Probiotics. No shit. Same stuff that's in yogurt.
That's right.
No
Yeah.
wonder I like eating pussy.
Yeah. And then what it does,
It's healthy.
it makes lactic acid, and then that's why a pussy is actually very acidic. Yeah. pH of 4. Plant blueberries in that motherfucker.
It's easy.
Eh?
They would use it in Holland.
That's a crop joke, eh? If there's someone out there like the Wally just laughing his ass off, how do you know blueberries grow good in 4 pH? It's dead true. They like a low pH, blueberries. Anyways, pussy is actually very acidic. And you know what else?
Vagina.
Last fact of the night. Vaginas. I'm trying to make up a dumb one. Vaginas don't like to be called names. Eh? That's the last one. People. I'd like to. That's it.
Fucking pussies.
Hope you guys learned something about vaginas. So if you guys like to tell a friend about our show so they can listen to next week's or whatever, and if you'd like to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff, and reach out to us and give us some feedback so we can help make our show better. I'd like to thank our guest, Tyler Shazma, for coming all the way down to
Thanks,
Norfolk
Shaz.
County to be with us tonight.
just to cross over the sand line, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Come down south of 3, though. It's a little dangerous for you.
Get in the beach sand.
Yeah, people get a little crazy down south here. But we'd like to thank the Nocturnal Emissions for what's left of you
Yeah.
today. And Paul, I'd like to thank you for sticking around for the whole show.
It's crazy.
Hey,
You said you
Paulie.
were going to leave halfway through and make a scene. You didn't even do it.
It's amazing.
You sat there and your eyes are open. And I've noticed that you've actually edited things during the program. You actually did little zooms and stuff.
Just
Couple
killing it.
times, Paul. Great job, everybody. Let's see. Until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Two people watching, too. The future. Welcome.
Pussy doesn't like to be called names.
They don't like to
gotta
be
be
called
the
names.
name.
Pussy.
Pussy doesn't like to be called names. Did I say pussy or vagina?
No, yeah, vaginas don't like to be called names. Pussy or
Vaginas don't like to be called
on
names. Okay.
Oh, pussy.
Vaginas don't like to be called names. What's the worst thing you can call a vagina?
a cunt. Pussy.
Oh, I have to stop her.
Thing on my
wife.
mind. Parker.